Shirala, Yahweh, Allahayinawa, Yahweh, Ahad, Kohaloyim La, Allahayinawa, Wahawad Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha Kwadash, Kohaloyim La, Allahayinawa, Wahawad Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach Wamalaki Yahweh Shai, Shalom. To the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. And I'm just going to go into the precept on the servant that knew. So let me get Luke 12. I believe it's the book of Luke 12 and 47. I'm going to read it and then I'm going to get an interpretation. So this is Luke chapter 12 verse 47. And that servant which knew his Lord's will, and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. Verse 48. But he that knew not, and did commit things worthy of stripes, shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required, and to whom men have committed much, of him they shall ask the more. In Luke 12 and 47 to 48, Yahweh Shai imparts a profound lesson about responsibility, accountability, and knowledge within a broader spiritual context. These verses illustrate a hierarchy of understanding and accountability in the divine order. The servant who knows his master's will, but does not prepare or act accordingly, is held to a higher level of responsibility. Conversely, the one who doesn't know the master's will, yet still commits wrongdoings, is subject to a different level of accountability. In an advanced interpretation, this passage emphasizes the significance of awareness and divine knowledge. It suggests that those who are spiritually enlightened, possessing a deeper understanding of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai's will and teachings, bear a greater responsibility to align their actions with this knowledge. They are entrusted with a more profound awareness of their moral obligations. Conversely, those who lack this spiritual awareness are not exempt from accountability, but their responsibility is commensurate with their level of understanding. This concept underscores the principle that divine justice is equitable, recognizing varying levels of knowledge and capability. It urges individuals to embrace spiritual growth and align their actions with their level of awareness, recognizing that greater understanding carries a higher burden of responsibility in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And this is very important because the knowledge that we have been given by Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we have to understand that now that we are enlightened, we have a great responsibility. And this great responsibility that we have to be serious because the Lord is looking at us seriously. So we have to take the Lord serious because we want the kingdom of heaven. And that means that those that are not in the faith, not in the gospel, that are unenlightened with Hamashiach Yahushai, they're going to be beaten with few stripes. But those that have the knowledge of Hamashiach Yahushai, many because of, what I just read. So we have to be very, serious and understand that. Alright, because there's a reward for the Most High's elect. There's a reward. And that reward is spiritual power. But we're entering a time where things are about to get really, intense. And what's the Lord going to do? The Lord is going to stir the hearts of the kings of this system. And I'm going to get the information on that very soon. 1 second. So, I'm going to read Proverbs 21 verse 1. It says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. Let's get that, because I don't want to read it off head. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. He turneth it whithersoever he will. Okay, let me just read it from the... Okay, Proverbs chapter 21 verse 1. It says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Now, the mind of the world leaders are like the king's heart in Proverbs 21 and 1. This means that their thoughts and decisions aren't entirely their own, but can be influenced by something greater like the Most High's guidance. And remember, the Most High controlled the mind of Pharaoh to make Pharaoh tell Moses, I'm not letting your people go. Alright, it says, so when we look at something complex like Russia and Ukraine conflict and how world leaders make choices, it's like a chess game. In this game, the Most High can gently nudge the thoughts of these leaders, just as a gentle breeze can change the course of a paper boat on a pond. In simpler words, this idea suggests that even in significant global events, there's a belief that a higher power, which is Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, can influence the minds of leaders, which in turn can shape the course of nations. And that's what the Most High can do. The Most High can alter the mind of leaders. And he can also alter the mind of the elites. And what's going to come out after this? The MOTB, the mark of the beast. That's what's going to come out. And I'm going to read it. So let me go straight into it. Let's get Revelation 13 and 16. Okay. Let's go into it. So, John the Revelator, Revelation chapter 13, starting at 16, and it reads, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Now let me go into the meaning of that. In this speculative interpretation, it says, a future scenario unfolds wherein advanced technology takes center stage. The passage alludes to the implementation of the RFID microchip implants, or even brain chip interfaces, which are mandated for individuals by a ruling elite. Under this regime, the possession of such technology becomes an imperative for engaging in the most basic transactions of buying and selling. Individuals are confronted with a profound ethical and existential dilemma as their reliance on the technology is enforced by the law. The elites wielding power over commerce curtail access to essential goods and services, effectively making it illegal for those without the implanted or integrated device to participate in the economic ecosystem. This portrayal encapsulates a dystopian vision where personal autonomy and privacy are at odds with technological dependency and societal control. It raises questions about the potential consequences of such a future, highlighting the delicate balance between innovation, individual freedoms, and power structure that govern our world. And yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. The chip will be manifested. It will come out eventually. And verse 14 on the book of Revelation explains the consequence of those that take the mark of the beast, which is known as the brain chip. It says, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone, in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb." Now, I'm going to read this. So, a dramatic and futuristic scenario unfolds. It suggests that those who have chosen to undergo the implantation of advanced technology, possibly in form of an RFID microchip. No, it is not possibly, it is the RFID chip or brain chip interface, find themselves in a world fraught with perils. The passage seems to foretell a cataclysmic event marked by the destruction wrought by nuclear missiles and the formidable power of spaceship laser beams. And remember, the holy angels are going to be on spaceships shooting those laser beams on those that took the brain chip and the RFID chip. As these individuals bear the mark of the beast, or bear the mark of this technological reliance, they face a unique vulnerability, potentially becoming targets in a larger conflict, the nuclear missiles. Alright? While spaceship laser beams epitomize advanced weaponry from extraterrestrial forces, which are the holy angels. In this speculative interpretation, Revelation serves as a warning about consequence of merging humanity with advanced technology and the potential peril that such a path could bring. It underscores the complex moral and existential question that arise in a world where technological progress collides with the uncertainties of the future. And yeah, always remember that those that take the mark will face, the consequences of that. So that's, the interpretation of Revelation 14 and 9 to 10. I was gonna get more into more information, but I think I've done for today. But I hope that you were edified by this information. Anyways, Kohaloyim La Yabashim Yahushai. Shalom.